Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I am the Moon Mama. How are you all doing today? Tuesday is the day governed by Mars, and Mars is currently at 15 degrees of Aries. It's going to be there for about 2 weeks, and it started about a week ago when it went direct. So we might have about another week of this. But before I talk about that, I want to give you an invitation to register for the Mars retrograde course and the Mercury retrograde course. So first, the Mars retrograde course is designed to assist you in claiming your identity. It's your original identity, who you were before the world got hold of you and told you you should do this or you should do this. I know when I was little, I could talk a lot like I talk now, and I was very chatty, and my family, you should be an attorney. You're so good at this. You should do these things. And so what happens is when we're born into our communities and our families and the world that we live in, the conditioning comes over us and takes from us who are oftentimes who our God-given way of being is. And so we begin to start adjusting ourselves to make other people happy, to fit in, before going in and asking, who am I? Who are you before your mother told you who you were? Who were you before you started, behaving certain ways to get your father's love or attention? Who are you before you started feeling like, oh, my skin is black or my skin is white and it means this and it means that? The Mars retrograde class is designed to bring you back to yourself so that you can know yourself at the core level and then push the energy out from there. The Mercury retrograde class, which I also encourage you to register for, today Mercury is in opposition with Uranus, and Mercury's retrograde was in the retrograde shadow with Scorpio, and that is our sexual energy. And so for many of us, we have had a lot of yearning and sexual desire that has gone unfulfilled. For many of us as women, we have been raised by mothers whose needs weren't truly met, who didn't really get to live their lives in the way that they wanted to, mothers who lived their lives sacrificing for their children, or if they weren't sacrificing for their children, they were so angry that their needs weren't getting met, so it made it difficult for them to be parents. It made it difficult for them to show up in loving ways with their children because in and of themselves, they didn't feel connected and loved and sourced and seen and valued, because we live in a culture that doesn't value the feminine. So Mercury in Scorpio is jealousy and envy and desire that has gone unrequited, that has gone unfulfilled. And so if you do the Mercury retrograde class, you can go back into the places that you have been holding energy of obsessing and passion that wasn't fulfilled, and creation that wasn't really that didn't allow you to be fully yourself. The thing about Scorpio is that Scorpio is not pretty. It's not looking to make things feel good. It just is what it is. And so we have to give ourselves the opportunity to be with our shadows. For me, my shadow is that I overstep myself with the hopes that if I do this for this person, then they'll give me what I really want. So I will give knowing that this is not what I want, but hoping that I'm going to get back in return what I desire, which is manipulation. So I'm doing the work. I do the work in this Mercury class to clear the parts of me that manipulates, believing I can get my needs met. The parts of me that oversteps myself, believing that I'm not valuable enough to have and deserving of what I need. And so if these classes resonate with you, I encourage you, before these retrogrades are over with entirely, to go register for them. And today I would love to have 10 people register for the Mars retrograde class and 10 people register for the Mercury retrograde class, because it's very valuable and deeply transformational. I know that you will feel the difference in your life. So with that, today is a Mars day, and Mars is currently stationed direct in Aries at 15 degrees. The 15th degree of Aries is about resistance. It's about where we come up against another thing, and it makes us see ourselves more clearly. So Venus is currently in opposition in Libra. Aries and Libra are in opposites to one another. Aries is about the self, the I am presence, and Libra is about the other. It's how we connect to partners. It's I partner. It's about balancing your energy between yourself and another. So with Mars today, we want to really give ourselves permission to be absolutely true to ourselves in when we bump up against the other, right? And another person wants something different than what we desire. Another person has a perspective that has nothing to do with what it is that we think, right? And then there might be the tendency to forego our own desires, our own sense of self, because we feel like we're going to be better off with that person. The truth of the matter is that it is most significant for you to be in allegiance and loyal to your own desires. And trust, I know for me, when I am not loyal to my own desires, it's because I doubt that I can really have my needs met. It's because I feel like I have fear that, if I don't do this thing, I might never get a chance again to have what it is I really desire. And what I'm learning and what I'm discovering is that when I can just be true to wherever I am, whatever it is, even if it's irrational, even if it feels like I'm going to be alone, even if it's me with myself and the divine is enough. And if I can be true to myself and true to what it is I desire, the divine will bring it to me in a way that is deeply satisfying and fulfilling. As women, as the feminine, it is important for us to understand that our fulfillment is primary, not only for us, but for everyone around us. Because when we are fulfilled and happy and deeply connected to ourselves, what we give to everyone else is an extension of that. And we are the ones that fuel the reality. We are the ones that feed the children. We are the ones that create safety and protection from in the home. We are the ones that understand the needs of the children, that understand the needs of the community. We are the ones that provide nurturing and love. And not to say that the masculine doesn't do that, but it is a different way of being. So it is very fundamental for the feminine to honor herself and to honor herself in connection to the divine, because it is the feminine that is sourced through the divine connection. It is the feminine that goes into the invisible realms and pulls things out of the invisible and then births them into the material plane. So today, as we're in this Mars day, it is very significant for you, even a man. You don't have to be a woman to honor the feminine, to honor your desires, to honor who you are, to put yourself first, to give yourself permission to know what you want without considering anybody else. How many times do we do things just because it's like, okay, I have to do this for this person, and sacrifice ourselves? Today is not the day for that. Sacrifice everything else, but not yourself, not your own needs, not your own desires, not your thoughts, not your feelings, not any of that. Be present to what you feel and be prayerful with it. Be grateful for it. Feel it and allow it to just be what it is and release everything else. The moon today is in Capricorn, and the moon in Capricorn is conserving. It's like conserving your energy. And this is exactly what I'm talking about from this Mars in Aries. How can you conserve yourself? How can you do the things that are best for you that might not have anything to do with anybody else? How can you, so does that mean you need to take a nap? Does that mean that you need to eat foods that really feel good inside of your body? Does that mean that you need to not talk to a few of your friends today because the energy that you give would be opposite of conserving? What is it that you can do today that will allow you to conserve your energy, your time, your thoughts, your ideas, so that you are really devoted and taking care of yourself? I know there have been times when I've been with my child and my child will just be talking. And I will say, I am finished listening, honey. I cannot listen any longer. And I do that to honor myself, but also to show my child that it's okay for mommy to honor herself. It's okay for mommy to say, I don't want to do this anymore. Because the tendency is I have to do whatever you want. I have to do whatever you need. That makes me a good mother. This makes me a good friend. This makes me a good coworker. This makes me a good neighbor. What makes me a good me for me? And if we can put ourselves in that position today and begin to see how then the energy will begin to spin around you so that you can create what it is that you deeply desire. And that's what this is about. So I encourage you to register for the Mars retrograde class and the Mercury retrograde class. 10 people in each class. That will be amazing. The class is $66. You can do it at your own speed. And then today, this is a Mars day. Focus on you. When you meet the resistance in another experience with somebody who has a different idea, bring that energy back to you. Do I want this? Does this serve me? Is this good for me? And be honest with yourself. Be truthful. And with the moon in Capricorn, you are conserving your energy, making sure that you're using your time in a way that works for you, making sure that you are structuring your day in a way that is good for you, making sure that you are honoring the masculine inside of you that honors the feminine within you. So the feminine is the lead, the feminine is on top, and the masculine serves the feminine. And so when you honor that order in yourself, then that order will be experienced externally as well. So with that, I'm the Moon Mama. Have a beautiful day. Peace and blessings, everyone. Bye-bye.